Hey guys, today I'm in the kitchen and I'm bringing you a recipe that is sponsored by Just Roll. I absolutely love their refrigerated doughs. The puff pastry is such a game changer for the holiday season. It is such a shortcut and people are really impressed by it because it comes out so well every time. So today we're doing a holiday entertaining recipe and I'm gonna show you how I like to make my baked brie. Baked brie is such a crowd pleaser. It's so delicious and it's actually really easy to make. This recipe only has 5 ingredients in the baked brie itself, and then you just have to get some crackers or a baguette, some grapes to present it with, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna show you how we put it together. First things first, when you're working with puff pastry, you want your oven to be hot and you wanna keep your dough cold. So I'm gonna put my dough back in the refrigerator while my oven is preheating to 400 degrees, and I'm gonna get all of my ingredients ready to go before I pull this out. If your puff pastry gets warm, it makes it a little bit harder to handle and to work with, so you wanna keep it nice and cold. Here's the cast of characters. We have our brie cheese, this is 8 ounces. Our puff pastry, we've got fig preserves, chopped pecans, and an egg wash, which is just a beaten egg with a little bit of water. All right, we're going to unwrap our puff pastry. It comes on parchment paper, so that makes for really easy cleanup. And this parchment paper is rated up to 425 degrees, I believe. So pretty much anything that you're gonna be baking with, the parchment paper is safe for that. You are gonna have a little bit of excess puff pastry when you're making your baked brie, so if you wanna kind of brainstorm some ideas of what you wanna do with that. I'm gonna cut out some little flower shapes for decoration, just cause. You wanna work kind of quick, because like I said, warmth with puff pastry does not match. So we have our brie, I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and take our fig jam, plop that right in the middle. Spread that out a little bit. We're gonna top it with our pecans or pecans. Whichever way you say it is all good with me. All right, so we're gonna put our brie on top and kind of smush that down. Now, with a paring knife, you're going to cut off like kind of a dinner-sized plate around the brie. And it doesn't have to be perfect, so you can do it free. All right, so we're just going to make a little circle around our brie. Okay, and now you don't want to have really thick puff pastry on the bottom of your brie. So what you're gonna do is kind of come up and over. Okay, I'll take my other side, come up and over. Okay. And we want to get it all the way covered on the bottom, but not multiple layers of puff pastry. Come up and over again. So then we can kind of seal this off at the bottom. Okay. And you see how you have kind of excess here? So I'm just going to use my paring knife and cut down into that, and then just pinch these little sides together. And it does not have to be perfect because we're gonna decorate the top. So give yourself a little bit of, here I'll show you on this side. You're gonna give yourself a little bit of runway there, and then you can kind of pull your puff pastry and tuck. And it does not have to be perfect, but you do want to kind of seal it up so that you don't get cheese melting out everywhere. But honestly, if cheese melts out, it's a-okay too. And if you find you have a little bit of excess, just take your paring knife, chop that off. Okay, so that's our base. I'm gonna turn it upside down because this is gonna be the top of it. And now, just for a little bit of fun, I have like a mini cookie cutter here. This is just like a little flower shape. I just think it's so cute to do a little bit of decoration. So you could do something like this, like a little flower, or if you wanted to do like strips, just you can make it look like a little lattice top. You can get kind of creative with it, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna go through and put some flowers on top. have our little decoration on top of the baked brie. So now comes time for the egg wash. So this is just a beaten egg with a splash of water. I have a little pastry brush here. I'm gonna use to just brush over top. It's gonna help with the browning of the puff pastry. If you didn't have a pastry brush, I'm gonna be honest, the easiest way to do this, I know it's gonna sound funny, is to wet a paper towel and then dip it into your egg wash and just dab it on top. That's like a little hack that I learned when I didn't have one time, and it worked out really well. So, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, you just wanna brush all the sides there, and then just clean up the bottom so you don't have excess egg wash. And you can definitely take like a little paper towel if any of it is pooling and just wipe that off. And that's it, guys. This is gonna go into the oven. It's gonna take around 40 to 45 minutes. Keep an eye on it towards the end because you don't want the top getting overly dark. But it is gonna take a little bit longer since we're cooking it in one piece than if you were making something with puff pastry that was a bunch of little things. Here is the baked brie. This one went for 42 minutes. You'll see I had a little bit of leakage of the fig out the back, but once I take this off, nobody will be the wiser, and people are just gonna love to dive into this. Here is our final plate of baked brie. I have a few different types of crackers on here and then some sliced baguette as well, and serving with just some grapes for a bit of freshness to kind of cut through that richness. So I will go ahead and put the link to the store locator where you can find Just Roll products near you. And in addition to their puff pastry, you've got to try their pizza dough.